Hog Football, the original Redskins fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the preseason standouts and comment on the roster. We come up with the injury report. And of course, my yearly Precarious Predictions. This and much, much more live with Aaron, Josh, John, Dan, Will, and Keith. And maybe Ricky. Did we get everyone? Yo, what's up, y'all?
Yo, what's happening?
Yo.
Hey. It's full house today.
Welcome to Harry Hog Football, episode number 430, where I put out a call to Harry Hog Nation for some help on the podcast, and we've got a plethora of responses. So today we have Redskins fans from representing all parts of the nation, and we're going to let them. They've been listening to the podcast for years, and I'll let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about how long they've been Redskins fans and where they hail from, and just stuff like that. Of course, we got Will the Fifth. We'll start off with Will, who's been on the podcast before.
Yo. What's up, Harry Hog Nation? Good to be back on. You know, the Fifth checking back in. Here, hailing from the district, baby, right here in D.C. Hail to the Redskins, baby. Let's do this.
What's happening, Will?
Yo.
All right, next up we got Keith.
Yo, Keith from New Mexico, sister state of Dallas Cowboys. Started watching during Zorn's first year, so I've only seen us suck.
It's hard. Dude, that's all right. We've been watching since we won the last Super Bowl, and we've only seen us suck too, so there's not much difference.
And I'm the one that appears on the live show as Rabbit Reds, the stat person and injury guy.
There you go, man. Welcome.
Yeah, so Keith. We're not going with Rabbit Rads anymore. Only Keith. Keith.
There we go.
Will be our stats guy and keep us in line because we need that. And also from the few hours away from me in the center of the country, a city that no longer has a football team. We have Dan, also known as Shanny's Glass Eye, on the podcast.
What's up, Harry Hog Nation? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've been a Skins fan since I was a little kid. My dad's from D.C. I grew up in New York. My first memory was Super Bowl 22. My dad took me to a friend's house, and he wanted to, indoctrinate me into the Redskins. And back then, I thought we would win Super Bowls, and that's just kind of how it went. And it's been kind of rough for the last couple of years, but I'm, still a diehard. I watch it every week, and, I'm excited to be on the podcast.
Awesome.
That's a good man right there. Good man.
There you go.
So, so it's a full house today. I think a little bit later we're going to have Ricky Garcia joining us, who has come up with the idea to do Ricky's Rookie Report. So we'll see if Ricky can join us. He might be online now.
And John is still in recuperation mode, yes?
John is on the PUP list. He says that he will be back by the start of the season. So I texted him this morning to see if he was going to, venture out on the field today. And I didn't hear back. So hopefully we'll have John back next week.
John today. That's right.
So, we'll have to assign him some, game balls and kicking the balls from the last game of the preseason, which isn't even on the agenda to talk about the last game of the preseason because who really cares? So, but anyway. All right. So, everybody, let's do it around the table, I guess. I mean, this is new for us. Let's preseason standouts. Who wants to start it out?
All right, let's hear from some of the new guys. Come on.
And I'm going to try to add Ricky in while you guys talk amongst yourselves. Discuss.
I thought Chris Thompson had a pretty stellar preseason.
I did too, man. I don't disagree with that. I think in the past I felt like I think I said this on the podcast last week. I felt like we keep holding on to Chris Thompson, and I really want to see something more from him. So maybe this is the year we see that if the preseason is, foretelling of that.
I really think that
they gave him the extension.
Yeah, they did. You're absolutely right.
2-year extension for $2.75 million.
And he's the kind of back that really fits into the way the NFL is played now, where, a smaller, shiftier back can catch passes out of the backfield and make plays. Like the guy from Kansas City on Thursday night, he really fits kind of the same mold. And the Redskins don't run the ball particularly well. So I think that he's a lot more versatile.
Right. Yeah, I'll go with that. It's I'm interested to see. I mean, I know he's got the extension. I hope he has a good solid 2 years, and we can utilize him.
And he doesn't get
utilize him
injured.
more. And that's the thing. That's where I'm most concerned. Is like, is he going to get injured? Seemed like for a while there, his hand work was, I don't know. He was dropping some of those little passes, but I don't know. Maybe he'll be a solid guy next 2 years.
It's crazy. I'm sitting here racking my brain for anybody that did anything well, but I can't. But I can think of a few people that sucked.
Are they still on the team?
Dude, let's get to the sucky people in a minute. I'm sure we can think of other people that stood out. I thought, like, in those last few games that Mac Brown, is that his name?
Yeah.
I always
Brown.
say guys' names, and then I'm like,
P. Ryan.
I thought he looked better than P. Ryan, but of course he was going against, I guess
The
thirds.
scrubs.
But still, I mean, that dude turned it up.
And he had a pretty big game last year against Chicago too, right at the end of the season, if memory serves. But he ended up getting cut, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was on the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he stood out
He
to
had
me.
95 for the preseason, 95 total, 3.8 a carry.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks, stats guy. We need that. Yeah, I mean, I thought he looked better to me than P. Ryan. And like I say, if they were both drafted at the same level, then pretty much everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, Mac Brown is in front of P. Ryan." But I mean, we just see the preseason game, so I don't know what goes on in practice. But
I don't know. I understand it's just preseason, man. But ever since this dude P. Ryan been on the team, they've been hyping him up like he's been like he's just God coming from Oklahoma. He set all these records at Oklahoma, and he's gonna come here and he's so shifty and this, and that, and the other. And I ain't seen none of it yet, But I mean, hey, he got the regular season to prove us all wrong. But
yeah, and then all right, so no one was surprised, I'm sure, that that we cut Matt Jones.
Oh yeah, he knew he was gone.
Oh, yeah, man.
The writing was on the wall with him. He knew.
He was
gone.
He was talking like, I can't believe he actually made training camp the way that whole saga went down in the offseason either. Because he was like demanding a trade. And who are you, dude? You just fumble the ball.
I know. I need a trade. He
played
just
for the
totally
Colts.
got bent.
They picked him up off waivers.
Yeah, he's in Indianapolis, right?
Yep.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
See, I always worry that when that stuff happens, that like Dallas or like the Eagles or Giants will pick up these guys and they'll just come back to just destroy us.
Well, that's what they did with Sudfield.
Oh yeah.
So what happened with
Oh, yeah.
Sudfield? I didn't hear this news, and someone asked earlier. I don't remember who. If we wanted to bring that.
He's on the Eagles practice squad.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Dude, like a spy, man. He's giving them all our intel.
Yep.
Oh,
He's a
my.
mole.
I
There
thought
you
he
go.
actually
That's
played
right.
really well in that last preseason game.
I thought he looked good
I
too.
thought they was going to keep him. And
Me too.
Who's the quarterback that they kept? It's some dude that with some crazy name. I'm like, hold on. So they cut Sudfield, and they kept some quarterback on the practice squad. Someone look him up. I don't even know. the dude's
Well,
name.
no, they tried to sign Sudfeld to the practice squad, is what I heard, and he declined. Right?
He
Is that
balked.
is that
He said he'd Go
correct?
somewhere else.
I
I don't know. I don't know if we can confirm that.
The Eagles probably gave him a big chunk of money to try to get our plays for the first week, and then they're just going to cut him.
I don't understand. I mean, like he saw like something at the end of the rainbow in Philly. I mean, what you got Wentz, and then what you got Foles. So, so I don't think he's gonna see no playing time anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
But also on the defensive side of the ball, Martrell Spate stood out to me in preseason. He looked pretty sharp. I mean, what did you guys think? Crickets.
Yeah, I thought he looked all right. I mean,
And special teams, especially.
He shined in special teams.
And that's something we've need that for like how long? Because like special teams always gets torched. There's always the Skins will go score a touchdown, then give up a long return and like negate any emotion or anything they got from that. Having a guy like Martrell Spate is pretty good just for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it started when we got rid of Lorenzo Alexander.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed that in preseason in general, like no one was really talking about it. But if you'll remember the last few years, our special teams have been horrible. But in preseason, we had good coverage on almost every single kick. I can remember one where someone got a decent return. But for the most part, the special teams look pretty solid. Am I missing anything? Are you guys with me or not?
Oh no!
Bubble recovery against Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Who was that?
Niles Paul.
Niles
Actually, it
Paul.
was Martell Spate who got the hit. Niles Paul picked it up.
Yeah, they're Spade again. And Niles Paul,
And I
dude,
think-
you guys know that I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's hung around because of his ability to play special teams too. Because he's a decent enough tight end receiver, but he can play special teams and he can make those tackles downfield, and that's huge, especially when the defense, is as bad as it's been the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon Davis
Yeah.
had that huge play.
But we
43 yards.
got a plethora of tight ends this year, though.
It's awesome.
Plethora.
I love that word, plethora.
Got 4 tight ends on the roster.
Oh my goodness.
That
Yeah,
word
but I-
always
but I
makes
heard-
me
I
think of
heard-
the word placenta. I don't know.
But I heard the other day that the other year that a couple years back that when Niles Paul had beat out Jordan Reed for the starting tight end spot.
Yeah.
And then Paul got hurt literally the first game, and then that's when Jordan Reed stepped in, and now he blossomed to this big star.
Yeah.
But see, Niles Paul has a spot on this roster because you know what I'm saying. He is a good football player, man. He's a good tight end too. So
Yeah.
blocking the special teams, all that good stuff, man. As they say, the intangibles.
Now, what about the receivers? I was a little surprised that they kept that. Which Quick did they keep? Brian Quick,
Brian.
the dude from
But he
the
didn't do nothing. He didn't get his name called in the preseason at all.
the other
Wasn't-
Quick.
Dude,
The other Quick
I
had
swear I
more.
thought I saw something last week where they said that they released him or they traded him
We
or
had-
something.
We had two Quicks.
Brian and James.
Okay. That's what
It was
I
another dude getting his name called a lot. His name wasn't it Hanky or something?
Hazel.
Hazel, yeah.
Hazel.
And James Quick got his name called a lot more in that last game. He made some nice catches on the sideline.
Yep. Both
Nah.
cut.
I wonder if they confused the Quick and kept the wrong one. No, we meant to keep Brian, you idiots. Or James. Sorry.
Guys, you acted too quick.
And Maurice
James
Harris.
definitely had better stats than Brian could pull out.
Oh, what were their stats? You have those?
James had 5 receptions for 54 with 10 a carry. Brian had 7 for 52 with 7 a carry. That's pretty much it. One
So-
had more yards per carry.
One was more quick than the other.
So they were kind of flipping the coin on which Quick to keep.
Pretty much.
I think that's going
He
to be
had
the
about
name of
the
this
same amount
cast.
of yards.
But didn't they give up a draft pick for the Quick from St. Louis? They gave up something for him, right?
I don't know. I don't know why they would. But yeah,
I don't care if
but
it's-
Maurice
I don't care if
Harris.
it's a 7th round pick. Don't give up a 6th, 7th round pick for a guy. Have him come in and then just shoo him out the door. It's like
Yeah, what about Maurice Harris?
Mo Harris.
I know he's
Gruden-
on Madden.
Gruden really likes Harris. He said something this week about what was his quote? I had it here. Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
All he does is drop the ball.
He says Maurice Harris is here, so we feel good about him at any time, any place, anywhere. He could be a top 3 for all I care. He's a very good player. We are fortunate to get him back.
Oh, so did we get him back on the practice squad? I thought he was cut.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep.
practice squad.
It looks like practice squad.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Because
Yeah.
pretty soon Brian Quick is going to be there, and he's going to come back up. I don't know why. They must have thought that
So-
since Brian Quick, played for other teams, that someone might snag him if they put him. I don't even know if he's eligible for the practice squad. I don't know.
I think they chose Brian Quick because he's taller than James.
Oh,
James is
okay.
6 foot. Brian Quick 6'3".
Oh yeah, because every single interview after a game with Sonny Jurgensen and Kirk Cousins, he's like, "So why'd you throw the fade? Why'd you throw the fade to James?" And he said that he says that to Gruden all the time too, and Gruden's like, "Man,
Well, what do you guys think about us going to 5 wide receivers this year instead of 6 like we had last year?
I'm concerned about the entire like receiving core really because you know we lose Garcon, we lose Jackson, are both really, really like pivotal impact players, and nobody really showed anything on the top end of the receiving core that made me like happy. I think Jameson Crowder will be just fine,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
but
yeah.
but like I think keeping six at least makes it more of a competition for guys to step into the like upper echelon of the receiving core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched Pryor in the preseason. He dropped a ball or two, if I remember right.
You know,
Like, you know,
yeah, but you know one thing, I'm tired of the Dachshund drama. You
Is
know,
he
yeah.
ever
I
gonna
mean, what's
play?
gonna happen with that?
this dude need to get on the effing field, man. You
Yeah,
know, it's
for
like
sure.
every
That's
time
right.
you hear his name, it's like, oh, he's shining. He's snagging catches. He's this. He's that. He can be a star, but then he's hurt. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? He may not be able to play, and this, that, and the other. And it's like, dog, seriously, man. You know, what was it? It was a first round pick on this dude. He was the first round
Yeah.
pick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And dude,
Yeah.
it was
He
a
got
first
to
round
play.
pick in a it was a first round pick in a draft when like the team desperately needed help on the defensive line or in the secondary, So
And
it's
he was
like
that special, exactly. He was that
Mhm.
right.
special that they said we need to pick this guy, even though we need help somewhere else. And yeah, man, my man need to play.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Like I'm to the point where, dude, you need to play this week, and you need to make some plays, or I'm pretty much writing you
Yeah,
off as a Redskin.
cut,
Or cut.
Or, in the words of
Getting the-
John,
Cut.
cut.
Get the scissors out, dude. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the entire receiving core. So we look at the tight ends too. You know, some of the moves we made there this past week. What do you guys think about what do you guys think about Derek Carrier going?
there wasn't space for him, but I don't know if he was better than Jeremy. I mean, I don't know if Jeremy Sprinkles did anything in preseason.
Sprinkles.
I mean,
I'm
what
just
do you?
gonna say, I think I said it on the podcast 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it, Aaron. It was you and I, and it was just like, hey, I don't see Carrier making this team. I thought he was gone.
Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of like they know what he can do, and Jeremy Sprinkle has potential. I guess. I don't know.
Right.
They
Yeah.
did about the same.
He's just the sprinkles on top.
They're about the same height too, so it's not a height thing.
Yeah, I mean, would we have even kept 4 tight ends if we didn't draft Jeremy Sprinkle? I think it was in the 5th round. If we did, you know what I mean? Like they would feel like they were wasting their 5th round pick if they just kept 3 and cut him.
Hmm.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Because we only have how many offensive linemen do we have this year? Oh, we got
I wonder
10.
if they
I guess that's.
I wonder if they had to keep all those tight ends too, just because they're concerned Jordan Reed's going to inevitably get hurt.
Oh yeah.
Like mid-season, and then what do you do?
Yeah, you're right. But we have such other good tight ends. Vernon Davis, Niles Paul behind him. Like, are these other dudes even
As
going
he's
to see the
affectionately
field?
known as VD.
VD.
Old Skeletor.
I mean, we got VD. I thought that Chase Rollier, I don't know how to say his name.
Rouillet.
I thought I rewatched the what was it, the 3rd preseason game that he played, and I watched just him, like I watched like the condensed version where it goes play to play, and he wasn't getting like manhandled at all. He was holding his own. Of course, he was in with the starters too. So I mean, what did you guys think about him, or did you even notice anything?
I mean, they have been singing his praises of
Yeah.
my man Rouillet, how he handled his own.
And then I think I heard somewhere like he never played center like at any point up until doing that. Like he'd always played outside on like as a guard in college. And yeah, I thought he did just fine. I mean, but I think just like everything else, really remains to be said what happens when the season starts.
Yep. All right, dudes. Our good pal Ricky Garcia is ready for us to join him in. So so let me see if we can do this. This will be the first time ever on Harry Hog Football that we've had almost an entire offensive line, or we will. Or, yeah, I can't even count right now. Let me try to add him. Let me go back to the screen. Here we go. He's going to be here for his rookie report right at the time, too. Yo,
right
yo.
when we get in there.
That's perfect.
Yeah. All right,
Almost like
joining.
this.
Yo, Ricky.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Ricky, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
You want to turn off that video, save some bandwidth? We're just doing audio today. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Turn off the audio.
The video.
No, the video.
Turn off the audio.
Turn off the audio. We
Just
just want
look
to.
at us.
We just want to see your pretty face.
There you go.
How's it going, dude?
It's going great. I'm excited.
Cool, man. Any chance you can get closer to your mic, turn it up a little bit, and we'll be good.
How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's much better.
Ricky, you're here with. This is the most people ever at one time on Harry Hog Football. I'll let everyone go around the table and remind everyone where they're from. We've got Keith from New Mexico. Is that right?
Yep.
We've got Dan from St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
We got Will in Maryland.
Is
Right.
Will there?
Is Will there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Will's there.
Oh, what's up, man?
Yo.
And we've got Josh and, of course, Aaron. And John is on the pup list this week. So,
All
anyway,
right, man.
you're here just in time. We were just doing a recap of the preseason, and we're ready for your are you ready to do your rookie report?
Oh yeah, I've been taking notes all morning.
All right. It's Ricky. Wait, Ricky, where are you hailing from before we go any further?
I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I'm actually from Washington D.C. itself.
Awesome.
We.
So we're representing the almost out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
So
What's up?
so
Do
anyway,
we have some like special music for
Ricky's
for
rookie
Ricky's
report. No, but we can work on that for next time.
Here, I got something here. Let's do this.
All right.
What about that like MIDI hail to the Redskins? That was like that's my favorite thing that you guys played.
Is that this one? No, that's the real one. Let me see if I can. I'll look for it
I
while
think
John.
once I tried to memorize those words, and I just couldn't do it.
Here, I'm just gonna give him something crazy. What's this? Let's see. Hold
I
on.
don't hear anything.
I know. I thought it was there. All right. Well.
The MIDI hail to. Oh, is this the MIDI hail to the Redskins?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
no.
man, that's awesome.
The MIDI hail to the Redskins.
All right. So all right, here is
There
Ricky
you go.
Garcia with his rookie report.
It's like Redskins at a funeral or something.
It'll be the Phillies funeral.
All right, go ahead,
All
Ricky.
right, a Philly funeral.
Bring it, Rick.
All right. So we have a lot of different rookies that'll be there not starting for week one. Well, a few that'll be present for week one. So of course the one we're all probably excited about the most is the first round pick that we had, Jonathan Allen, defensive
man.
tackle from Alabama. Now, with the injury to Trent Murphy in the preseason, and the fact that he is our first round pick that we've had in a while. I don't really count Doc yet because man, that dude gives me Malcolm Kelly vibes, and I know that's bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? We were just talking
And-
about
We just talked about that right before you came on, too.
It's
Malcolm Kelly.
so you guys understand the fear then.
Yes.
So with him, I think after watching all his highlights and what all the pundits like to say, this dude applies pressure, and we need that so badly. And also not just that, got to be able to stop the run. So I think he really helps out with that. So coming up against the Eagles, it's just important for him. For me, and this is just me being a homer. My optimism for this guy is I really think he can win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's just that impactful. Everything that he does is just smart. The tenacity that he has, and he gets after it, and he's a smart player. So with him, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be watching him pretty much every time we're on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so is he starting, have they said?
They right now have him listed on the depth chart as the starting defensive end. It's like I said, because there is no Trent Murphy, I think that he's pretty much going to be that guy. And the rotation for him it's not the strongest. I mean, our biggest depth that we have is probably outside linebacker. We have a lot of outside linebackers.
Yeah, so let me ask you guys this about Jonathan Allen before we go forward on the report. When he was in college, didn't he play in the middle?
he moved around, and I noticed that whenever we were watching some of the film, that he will rush a lot from the defensive end standpoint on obvious passing downs, but he's really good at stunts. Like if you look at some of his stuff, his rushing is right up the middle oftentimes. And
Okay.
they would do those really cool in-out stunts when Ryan Anderson, them together. Those two would just attack a whole side and then just completely wipe out a running back or quarterback.
And
They're real patient too.
yeah, and speaking of Ryan Anderson, nice
Oh, yeah.
segue.
And he is the second guy. And with him, it's a little more trickier with him because he's behind Preston Smith. And for all the greatness that Preston has shown in his rookie season, obviously last year, I don't know what it was, whether it was injuries or just the lack of, I don't know, the whole defense was bad, so I'm not going to just blame him. But Ryan Anderson, he could see a lot of time because not only is he really good at rushing the passer, he's a really good coverage linebacker. And oftentimes, we get caught with mismatches against different tight ends. And who's the Philly tight end? Is it still, what's his name?
Is it Ertz?
Yeah, Ertz. Yeah, that dude, I hate that guy. I feel like he scores a touchdown on us every time we play him.
He is.
So
Ertz hurts.
It'd be nice to have somebody.
It hurts when he does that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody protect the seams, somebody who can drop back in coverage, but also blitz. So I don't think we'll get a lot of pressure with the front four. It's kind of sad, especially since we lost. Who's the guy we lost to IR?
Phil Taylor.
Oh man, yeah,
That was
losing
huge,
him.
literally in more ways than one.
Yeah, it's we don't have a lot of big fat fatties in the middle there, so it'd be nice for the middle linebackers to be able to clog up those lanes. But Ryan Anderson, I expect to help out in coverage.
So we don't have any fatties, right? I mean, who is
Nope.
our defensive tackle in the middle?
Ionitis.
Ioannidis?
The depth chart shows Ziggy and Stacy McGee.
Oh, okay.
Ziggy Hood.
Yeah.
Stacy McGee. He's not. Which one of the mix is the Cowboy? Is that McLean?
Yeah, McLean.
Well, he's gonna
Yep.
suck. I can just go ahead and tell you guys that.
Yeah. So again,
I'm serious.
Say it
Mark my
again.
words.
the Jonathan Allen thing, it's really just him and just some guys. So hopefully he could be that guy.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, speaking of Anderson, it was I think he's questionable this week.
He's
I think he's still-
questionable along with I don't know if you guys have ever done an injury report with him, Crowder, and Spencer Long.
Wait. Hold on.
And
Wait.
don't forget Junior Gillette.
Guys, Keith is
Yeah.
supposed to be doing the injury report. Come
We
on.
won't get
Whoops.
ahead of ourselves. Sorry about that. We won't get ahead of ourselves.
Don't overstep our boundaries on our
We don't want
assigned.
to burst Keith's bubble here.
Usually we're used to like scrambling to figure it out what it is, but now we have people that are actually like assigned to things.
If anything, I'm over prepared.
All right, but
yeah,
all right. So go ahead.
Anderson so far, I think he's ready to go. And then the other player listed on here that I'm expecting a little bit more from, especially on the special team side, is Fabian Moreau. He had some really great plays in the preseason as far as special teams concerns. And on the depth chart, he shows he's behind Breland and Dunbar. So I don't know if he'll actually see any action in any of the dime or nickel sets. It seems more like Fuller and some of the other guys will be there. But Moreau, I think he could really stand out on special teams. And, Gruden likes him. And the dude is huge. He's like 6'2" almost, like 200 pounds. And, like, I personally like him a little bit more than Dunbar. But, I mean, Dunbar, for the last couple of years, he's made plays.
Dunbar
especially,
picked it
in
up
red
last
zone.
year. He picked it up.
But Moreau, I mean, I don't know how confident you guys are in Breland. I mean, sometimes he looks just completely out of sync, out of whack. And the other games where, man, he's hitting everybody, and I appreciate that. But I think Moreau could really help out because that dude can tackle.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing we need from defensive backs is please hit somebody.
Or just make the tackle when the dude's running
Yeah.
by you.
and
Instead of
and that's
flying around.
and I think that's why they like him the most.
I think
And
that I think Breland had a good preseason actually.
He did. Yeah, he did.
So okay.
All right, so that leads into probably a very interesting pick that we've had that I didn't see coming at all, and that was the drafting of is it Perrine or Pirine? I know you guys are
Pirine.
joking with Pirine.
We call him
They
P
keep
Rind.
saying It's a my J. It's James
Yeah.
spelled backwards.
Is it really?
It's silent either.
Pirine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was Perrine, but they kept saying Pirine.
Pirine.
We call him P Rind.
I watch almost all the Redskins broadcasts with like the opposite people from like the homers for like the Bucks and stuff. So they were saying every iteration of his last name. So I'll go with Pete Ryan. So you guys know the red zone issues we had last year. Get inside the 10, get inside the 5, and I like Thompson a lot. He's great, third down back, good for those quick screens and everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy got a heavy workload if we got inside like the 10. And I know we got Fat Rob, but I don't think that we saw all of what he can really do in preseason. I feel like this is one of those classic cases where they were holding back some of the plays for him.
I hope so, because we talked about that before you came on. We were like, I don't see what the big deal is with P. Ryan yet.
No, and it was, and I live in Oklahoma, so I asked around to all the OU fans, and they're like, "Oh, you guys got P. Ryan." I'm like, "Yeah, but he hasn't done anything. It's just simple little handoffs. Just what can he really do?" So they told me, and I saw some stuff. He really can run. He is powerful. I think they were saving it. That's my only explanation. That already sucks. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, and remember in preseason, the offenses supposedly are running very vanilla plays. So
yeah. And I mean, what would be the dream would be Fat Rob and P. Ryan just beating up defenses, just annihilating, just getting them tired, getting them worn down, and then you sprinkle in some of that Chris Thompson quickness, and the stable looks scary if that's what it turns into.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he could, for fantasy wise. I know I drafted Rob Kelly, but for fantasy wise, if he comes in and gets 3 carries and has 2 touchdowns, I'm okay with that.
Now, Ricky, you're in the HHFFFL league, right?
Yeah, reigning champion.
Reigning champ. You had to throw that in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want the trophy for this year, you got to pony up for the shipping.
Did you say it weighed like the size of me?
Oh, it's huge. It's like
big.
It probably weighs 25 or 30 pounds.
Jeez.
And
That's awesome.
and what's his name? David Lee. Is that right? David
David Lee.
from Williamsburg just randomly sent us that trophy probably about 10 years ago. And it's been sitting in my closet.
I remember.
It's been sitting in my closet collecting dust, and my wife was like, "You got to do something with this giant trophy that's just sitting here in the closet."
I know.
So
what
now
you
it's
mean.
prominently displayed and well lit. We put some lighting in for it.
No, but I might put it
Kind of all Hall of Fame style.
I'll tell you what I'll do for this week. I'm going to put it in the Redskins room, even though I'm not the reigning champion. I'll print out a label that says Ricky Garcia. Put it in the little window with the Redskins lights and helmets, and I'll take a picture of it, and I'll send it to you guys.
I will make that my profile pic. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's cool. Next up is we have two 4th rounders. P. Ryan was the first. The second one was Monte Nicholson, and this one, I don't know if you guys have gone into the whole safety situation, but he is the current backup to DJ Swearinger. So if anything happens to DJ, Monte is gonna be the guy. So
Monte's a lot bigger than him, isn't he?
Is he what?
He's pretty big for a safety, isn't he?
He is. He's like 6'2", almost 6'3", and they have him listed at free safety. I thought more he'd be a strong safety. But yeah, with D Hall on the pup and the uncertainty of Sua, I mean, it makes sense that they drafted this guy. I think he was a linebacker at one point, and he's converting over to safety.
Wow.
But I mean, special teams again for this guy if he can help out, but he has to be ready if anything happens to DJ. So if
DJ better produce.
Yeah, I'm hoping that some of these rookies, I mean, I hope we see them in limited action, whether it be special teams, because I don't know if I want them being thrusted against the Eagles, especially because they got Alshon Jeffrey. They got what's the damn guy?
Nobody afraid of Alshon Jeffrey.
Say it, Will. Will's already getting pumped for the game. Like, man, we ain't afraid of him. We're not gonna take that.
I ain't scared of them green birds.
Will's in regular season form already as far as his fans.
Exactly, man. I mean,
That's
come
good.
on.
That's
The last 6 games be like 5-1 against the Eagles, man. We're gonna keep that train going, man.
Yeah, you say that, but we had to have Kerrigan save us with a strip sack fumble against Carson Wentz, and that dude, I'm just so glad Kerrigan's still on our team because he saved us.
Yeah.
So
Saved
the
our
next pick,
bacon.
Kerrigan, what a waste of a pick that was.
No.
Oh, I know. Oh, that was awful.
Oh my goodness.
The next rookie we got is Sprinkle, and this dude, I honestly don't even know how he made the 53 active roster. But then looking at it, it goes, oh, I forgot, we got Jordan Reed. So if he gets hurt, all of a sudden it turns into Vernon Davis and Niles Paul, and then Sprinkle for, I guess, blocking purposes.
Dude, it was almost like you were here on the podcast before you joined in because we basically said the
Because
same
we did
stuff.
talk about that, yeah.
Okay, so
You'll
I
have to
don't
go back
expect-
and listen and
Gotcha.
yeah.
I don't expect much from him, but I mean, it just feels like insurance.
Yeah, they might sprinkle him in here and there.
Yeah.
Okay,
No pun intended.
Never.
the next rookie who could possibly have a giant impact on the game, on whether or not he actually plays or not, is the center, Chase Rollier. And Royer. How do you say his name?
Roulier.
Chase
Roulier.
Ratatouille.
If he plays good, he deserves a nickname. I'll let you guys handle that.
Huey.
Chase Roller.
So this guy, if Long is questionable, obviously. So if need be, he's going to be the key to a lot of different things that we're going to be able to do, whether run the ball and pass protection, because specifically for week 1, he has to match up against Fletcher Cox.
Oh, I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. I don't know how much you guys paid attention in the preseason to Roy. I feel like I didn't even see him. So is that a good thing for a center?
We talked about that a lot before you got on
Okay,
here.
cool.
Because
So I'll
I
go back
watched
to-
him every single play in the 3rd preseason game, and I thought he looked fine. You never
you're
heard his
comfortable.
name, right? It was never like, look at him burn past Rollier.
Oh,
Well,
God.
he was
Okay, so-
against, he was against the, who was it that we played? The Packers? No.
Cincy.
Yeah, Packers,
Cincy.
too.
Roulier.
So his contribution, if Long can't go, will be magnified. Obviously, it doesn't need to be spoken anymore about. So if that will be the case, I guess today's Saturday. So yeah, if he can't go Long, I guess we'll know Sunday at what do they turn in the injury reports and all the inactives like an hour before?
I think it's usually like an hour and a half, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, so we'll know then. And
I wouldn't say
next
I'm
guy
comfortable
got-
with that guy, but I'm
Yeah,
not
see,
like
that's the
freaking
thing.
out. I'm not freaking out about it.
I hope he does well if he does play. That's all I gotta say. So the next guy is going into the deep 7th round picks is Josh Harvey Clemens, another safety.
From
We have so
from
many
the Ville.
Yeah, and I made a mistake. This was the guy who was converted over from linebacker, and he was that was converted over to a safety, or was he a safety and converted to a linebacker? I'm not sure. He was converted, and this dude again. I'm hoping it's all special teams and just backups. So I don't really expect much of him if he does play.
They have him listed as linebacker on the roster right now.
Linebacker. They are
Okay.
showing him
But-
as linebacker.
But my friend, his name's Kevin
So
Chapman.
Big rotation.
Kevin Chapman
Aaron, don't you?
is a huge Redskins fan from Louisville, and he is also a Louisville fan. And he told me this dude was a beast.
I was gonna say, don't you know this guy? Because he went to Louisville.
I don't know him, but I know Kevin.
He had the
My friend
second
Kevin,
highest
who you-
number of tackles for the preseason.
You know,
Yeah, in the
Kevin.
finale.
He did what,
You know
Keith?
Kevin.
I didn't hear it.
He had the second highest number of tackles for the preseason.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I
Didn't he
mean
have
this
that
guy.
interception too for a touchdown.
Good question.
I don't know. But
yes.
yes.
Yeah, he had that 41-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yep.
On that last game, because I was like, who is this guy? Like that was great instinct, getting through all the blocks and scoring. Yeah, that was him, Harvey Clemens.
That's how he made the team.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the last guy I got here is Joshua Holsey, defensive back. And he's currently behind Kendall Fuller, and Kendall Fuller is a slot defensive back. So, I mean, I like Fuller, but I mean, he has a tendency to get burned. So if he struggles, do they pull him and go with another rookie with Holsey? I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Sua Cravens.
Yeah,
We haven't even mentioned him on this podcast. I don't know what his deal is, but hopefully he'll get it straightened out.
We'll get in that in the injury report.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. So,
So that's it for the rookies that are actually on the active roster. The rest of them practice squad. The rest of them
we don't need to go into those dudes until they
nah,
actually make the
'cause you
squad.
probably won't ever
Dude.
see them.
Because
Dude,
we still have to do my
not a
precarious
rookie.
predictions. What? Go ahead.
Not a rookie, but did we talk about Lyndon Trail at all?
Didn't Lyndon Trail get cut?
I thought he was on the roster.
What position does he play again?
He's a linebacker, dude. He's another linebacker.
This is like what
Cut.
position?
Trails
I
I
don't
only have one thing to
see
say
him.
about him.
I thought he made the roster. Maybe he was released.
No,
I'm not
they
seeing it.
cut him.
Did they?
Cut.
He was a Norfolk State product. Came out of Norfolk State.
Hey, Aaron, would you rather have seen us kept Brandon Banks, the new one, on the active roster as opposed to McLean?
No, all
Maybe
right.
Hummingbird.
Yeah, because of one reason, he's not a Cowboy.
That's true. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I have a feeling this McLean guy is going to play good for a couple of games, but then he's going to be like Josh's dog a few years ago. Who was that dude we had from the Cowboys, the linebacker?
Oh, Jay Ratliff.
No,
Who?
not him.
Oh, not Jay Ratliff.
Who was my dog?
Oh, dude. Oh, I
He was a
can't-
defensive tackle. I remember that.
I thought he was a linebacker, and I was like, Josh, he's not going to have. Maybe he was a tackle. I don't remember him. I just remember saying he was going to come to the Redskins from the Cowboys and suck, and I was like, he's not going to. He had like 10 sacks for the Cowboys, and I was like, he's not going to have more than 2 or 3 for the Redskins. I don't know. Anyway,
He had, like one big game, and then that was it. Like I remember him having like 2 sacks against like Jacksonville or somebody, and then he just fell apart and just never did anything after that.
yeah. Anyway,
Hell, I could have 2 sacks against Jacksonville.
all right, hold on. Hold on. All right, and
Wait,
that
wait.
concludes Ricky's rookie report.
So somber.
We got Will live now, so Will can say things like, "Man, it was so refreshing to see 8 sacks."
I think the last time we played the Eagles, we had 8 sacks.
And I think Will said,
What
it
is
was
this?
so refreshing to see 8
And
sacks.
fellas,
It was
Get this.
very refreshing.
it was really refreshing to see 0 sacks. 0 sacks. I'm used to seeing like 3 or 4.
You know what? Now that I think about it, man, it should be like 1 or 2.
Oh my goodness.
Because 3 or 4 is still a good game.
No,
Dude,
I think.
pull
All
that
right,
up.
sorry, I played the wrong clip.
It was really refreshing to see 7 sacks, though. I can't remember the last time we had more than 2 or 3.
Was it Jason Hatcher?
Jason Hatcher, thank
Jason
you.
Hatcher, that's the dude.
Thank
Yeah,
you
that's
so
right.
much. I knew it started with an H. He was
got it.
linebacker.
Oh,
Was he
yeah.
linebacker or defensive end? I don't remember. It doesn't
Never
matter.
listen-
listened. Defensive end was what he's listed at, but I remember him playing linebacker.
It
What
doesn't
happened
matter.
to that dude?
Is that the first year we switched to the 3-4?
He came in and robbed the skins just like Jason Taylor did. You know, remember how they showed his Hall of Fame speech? And they broke down. He basically had like, got like $1 million a sack, and he had like 2 sacks for the team.
Dude,
Something crazy.
the year
That's
we
right.
I just remember Aaron making fun of him during that preseason game, the way he was standing.
oh yeah. No, that wasn't Hatcher that I was making fun of. That was Jason Taylor. Is that what you said? Jason Taylor from the
Mhm.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made fun
Yeah.
of Jason Taylor all the time, dude.
I can't stand that guy. And he
The
said like a
former
few
Dolphin.
weeks ago how he like, because he's up for the Hall of Fame, or did he get in or something?
He was
He-
inducted.
No, he got in.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said that all the money he made from the Redskins, it was like stealing money or something.
Exactly, because he did.
But he's
'Cause he
going
did
in as a
nothing.
Dolphin, right?
Of course he is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want him in as us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making sure, man.
All right. We need to. All right, Josh, you need to get going, right? Because you're packing for London.
I
or
do.
something.
I got to head out. But it's good talking to all you guys this week. You guys finished up without me, and we'll reconvene after this game.
After we're 1-0.
After we're 1-0.
Sir.
All right,
All right,
dude.
guys. Hail the Redskins, guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right. Hail to the Reds.
All
Take it
right.
easy, man.
So, all right, what's next here on the agenda? Because dudes, I still have to do my precarious predictions like I do every year. And
Oh, I
so
got
excited
a
about
feeling. I got a feeling we're going 19-0.
I don't know. This year I have an interesting vibe, and I don't know, but I got to speed it up this year because we're already like 45 minutes in on this thing. So, but first we've got the injury report coming up with our dog Keith, and let me get your music. Where is the music? Hold on. Here it is.
Cause I haven't got time for the pain. I haven't got room for the pain.
Injury report with Keith Rabbit.
All right, let's get the two big ones out of the way. Bill Taylor, after that game, it was a quadricep injury. No one knows what happened. He just kind of disappeared. Went and got x-rays, tore it, out.
Yeah, that
Full
was
season.
interesting because I heard that it was like a contusion, which I think means bruise, and then all of a sudden they were saying
yeah.
he was out for the year, and I was like, oh.
Started as a contusion, went and got x-rays. Gruden came up and said it was bad.
You know, it really stinks because, I was rooting for Phil Taylor. I don't know if y'all knew about his story, but this guy was local. He was from here in Clinton, Maryland. He grew up rooting for the Redskins. He was out of football for 2 years. And, and I was like, man, I'm rooting for this dude, And then he goes down. I'm like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Not to mention we needed his bulk.
Yeah, we needed his big body in there. Yeah.
Next up, Trent Murphy, out, torn ACL. He was already suspended 4 games, so I guess we're not missing him that much.
Yeah. First
Does
of
he have
all,
to start
stay
that
off
next year.
Stay off the wacky weed, and then next, or he was on PEDs, right? Is that what they found? And then next, yeah, that's pretty bad. But at least with him going down, like Ricky was saying, we still have Jonathan Allen. We got Gillette if he can actually play. He's like in the same boat as Doxson now, right?
Yeah. I'm getting kind of tired of him, man. It's like, come on, dog.
He's collected millions of dollars for the last 2 years to do nothing.
Do absolutely nothing, man. It's like, where's the last time you heard of a dude that'll sit on a team for 2 years and do, and they keep him around and he ain't played not one down.
Malcolm Kelly.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
All right. Got some at least good news for Spencer Long. His knee was just like a probe to see if there's any damage. He was limited, but on Friday he fully practiced all the way to the end and extra. So they're not sure if he's going to participate yet.
He'll play.
Crowder had a hip flexor, but he said he feels fine, so he'll play Sunday.
He'll play.
I wish he would have waited to say that till Sunday.
Ryan Anderson, he's got a stinger. He's been fighting since August. If he's going to play, it's probably going to be limited.
Oh, yeah. He'll probably be inactive, I'm guessing. Because Gillette is good to go all the way. Is that right?
Yeah, Junior Gillette fully participated in practice on Saturday. Same with Josh Doxson. So those guys are set to play.
I'll believe Doxson when I see it. When I see it.
Same.
Then we got to get to the most difficult one. Is Sue Cravens out for at least a month because he doesn't know if he wants to play football.
Yeah, so he can ponder his retirement. Oh, God.
I try to follow as many Redskins as I can on Twitter and, just to keep up with them and see what they're doing. But even before the announcement of whatever he's doing, I had to stop following him because he gets into fights with people that you don't need to be getting in arguments with. And he's kind of a weird dude sometimes. But, I mean, there's no denying the dude has really great instincts when he's on the field.
So you think he's kind of getting, like, not handling this, I guess, fame thing too well, the way he's responding on Twitter? Like, he can't just ignore people and stuff? Is that...
I have a feeling it's part of it, but some of the things, even that he talks about, I just don't really have anything to do with anything else, really. It's not of much importance. It's just what he feels, and that's fine, but... Don't engage an egg on Twitter. You don't need to be doing that.
Damn troll leg.
Well, hopefully...
What seems to be coming out is that after his concussion last year, where he had to wear those special glasses, he's now afraid. He's afraid of another one.
Oh, my God. You can't have someone afraid.
The doctor told him that he doesn't have to wear those forever. He convinced himself that he had to.
Oh.
Did you guys see what Josh Norman said?
No.
About this?
Yeah.
And what he said basically was, if you're going to come out here on the field, you got to give 100%, physically, mentally, it takes more than just, it takes more than just, the want. It takes the desire and takes all out effort, 100%, because otherwise you're dead meat. You're not really pulling your weight. So he supports him obviously because he has to as his teammate, but at the same time, when you step between those lines, it's dangerous if your heart's not in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
that's what's gonna. I mean, that's gonna get him another concussion. Because you go out there without like the desire to want to play, you're gonna get lit up by somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
Either that or he's just gonna suck.
Well, that
Yep.
both.
Getting
If
burned.
you're a safety and you're afraid to hit somebody.
That's not good, especially for our secondary.
Yeah, and I hope that he gets his stuff together, whether he, retires or not. Hopefully he'll
I
get
know,
his stuff
right?
together.
And you know what? What he do? He wears 36 in memorial of Sean Taylor. Come on, man.
He switched his number.
He did
He
this
switched
year.
it this year to 30-30.
I would strip his 36 off his jersey like he's been demoted or some shit.
Sean Taylor wasn't afraid.
You're
I
a
can tell you that.
mockery.
Yeah.
Sean Taylor was afraid to not hit somebody.
Yeah. Oh, man, I just remember when Sean Taylor lit up that punter in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is watching. I
hit
think
will
there's a
live in
Korean
infamy.
version of that.
The what?
There's this Korean version where it's like Korean announcers or Japanese announcers, and it's the same play, and they're speaking in Japanese, and all of a sudden it's just like so and so and so. Oh, Sean Taylor!
Oh my goodness.
It's a loop on my YouTube. I love it.
Oh, I gotta find that.
I'll throw in the last one because it's really a non-factor. D'Angelo Hall took a pay cut, took $1 million pay cut to stay on the PUP. He
Well,
cannot
that's not
participate
enough.
for at least 6 months.
Dude, he needs to take down to like $10,000.
I know, right?
Because right
sure
now
what
he's
he's doing.
he's supposedly Sue Craven's counselor. I saw something about the point man and conversations with Sue. I saw something about
Yeah,
that.
'cause right now, D'Angelo is nothing but a veteran cheerleader. You know, he's all. You know, it's like. dude,
Yeah, that's
you need to
exactly.
play.
He's kind of like when Darryl Green was getting to the end of his career. I was like, can Darryl just stay on and be a coach or something? Just keep him around because he's Darryl Green. But I mean, not that D'Angelo Hall is to his level, but that's how I felt when Darryl Green was like getting to this stage that D Hall's in.
Well, I think D Hall wants to be a coach, so they might as well just like promote him. They should strip his salary, promote him to like defensive back not coordinator, but defensive back consultant.
Yeah, yeah,
Or assistant defensive back coach.
Yeah,
something like
There
that.
you go.
grad assistant.
Yeah, and give us another roster position.
I know. Open up a spot.
I mean,
And that does it for injuries that I have.
all right, and that's the injury report with Keith.
'Cause I haven't got time for the pain.
All right.
I haven't got
All right, so now, dude, you guys know what it's time for. You've
What we
waited.
wait for every year.
You've waited all year for this, and let me get that cheesy music from the stadium.
It's all 6,000.
It's all good.
Okay.
This is important. This is how I set up my betting for the entire season. You know?
Oh man. So,
That's how he picks.
all right, I'm still looking for the music. Oh, there it is. We obviously can't put this episode on YouTube because they'll strip out the music. Anyway. All right, guys, welcome to Aaron's Precarious Predictions 2017. As you know, last year, for the, I think, second year in a row, I had more wins than losses. So listen up to me. Last year I went, 8-7-1 on this. Here we go.
I forgot that
For-
was I.
First game tomorrow versus Will's favorite team, the Eagles.
What?
Spy Sudfeld, and they're giving all our plays away. However, little does Sudfeld know that was a trick playbook, and we played one on him and wanted him to go to the Eagles. Anyway, Redskins. I gotta go quick through this. I'm thinking the Redskins are gonna blow the doors off of Philly tomorrow. It's gonna be 28-7. 28-7. That's with Doxson scoring a touchdown, dudes, and P. Ryan scoring one. Okay.
Oh,
Let me turn this music down a little bit.
Old man Darren Sproles will have a fumble.
Darren Sproles. Old man Sproles. Okay, next. Los Angeles Rams. That sounds weird. Los Angeles
right?
Rams against turn down music. That's our good pal that also was a trader from us. what's his name? Sean McVay.
McVay. Yeah.
Sean McVay. This is in LA. Oh, we have to go across the country.
Looks like he's from LA.
I'm just gonna throw out some scores because we got to round this thing out. All right, I'm just gonna say 13-3, Washington.
All right, we 2-0.
2-0. Then we go up against the Raiders. The Raiders.
Do we still hate the Rams as much as we did when they were in St. Louis?
I never really hated the Rams that much. You're from St. Louis, right?
It's hard to hate a team when they suck.
Oh. Yeah.
Hey,
No, I just hated them for doing that crap where when we had RG3, they brought out the 3 players that they got from us as captains for that game.
Yeah, that was Bush League.
Yeah, I think that was Coach what's his name?
That was Fisher.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Fisher.
Okay, maybe I just hate him then.
Yeah.
I hated the Rams because I go to see them play when they were here, and they play the Redskins, and I'd expect the Redskins to win, and then like something stupid would happen every single time, and the Redskins would always lose inevitably, and I get like taunted by Rams fans because that's their only win.
Yeah.
Walking out of this.
Yeah, we got taunted that game too that we were there. Oakland Raiders. I mean, this is gonna be home. This is gonna be a big statement for the Redskins because the Raiders are getting better, right? Am I wrong? Am I right on that?
No, they're definitely on the uptick.
I say the Redskins are going to come away with a very narrow victory in this 21-20. And I know Keith is writing all these down because he's a stats guy. All right, at Kansas City.
3-0.
At Kansas City, I see this game going into overtime. Kansas City played well the other night.
Oh yeah, I was surprised to see that score. I smiled when I saw it. I was like, oh yeah.
I went to bed at halftime.
So did I.
This is going to be a battle of the tight ends. It's going to be Kelsey versus Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed's going to come away with 2 touchdowns. Kelsey will have 1. And the Redskins are going to pull out a narrow victory. Are you ready for this? You ready for this? 21-17. Next week's Sunday, October 8th, we're gonna get a victory that day. It's a bye, so we'll mark that as a win.
Bye, champ.
Next week, San Francisco 49ers against another traitor, Mike Shanahan Jr. This is in FedEx. Will in Maryland. Will be there that day. Will be in Maryland that day.
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh, my music ended. Hold on.
I'll be there
Josh Norman
whenever
versus
you
Pierre
need
Garçon.
me. I ain't number down the street.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me who's in this. Josh Norman v. Pierre Garçon. I like Pierre Garçon. Anyway. This is going to be tight. But it is going to be a high-scoring affair, like a shootout. And I expect the Redskins to win this game 42-35.
Yep.
Oh, next game at the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be mad about their first week loss against the Redskins. And they're going to be on the uptick because they're going to be picking up a few wins prior to this game and thinking they're all bad. But then the Redskins are basically going to come in to the link and whoop up on the Eagles 56-10. Next week,
another body bag game.
yeah. Next week, the game we've all been waiting for. Maybe Dak and Zeke will be on the field against the Redskins. But it won't matter because the Redskins are going to dominate this game to set the tone for the rest of the season. Redskins. It's coming to me. 34.
Tea leaves.
Yeah, I've got to consult these little bobbleheads over here. The Darryl Green bobbleheads I've got on my desk. Redskins 34 and Dallas. It's coming to me, and it looks very circular. 0.
Yes.
Shut out.
All right, at Seahawks. You guys know I hate the Seahawks because, well, we keep losing to them in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This game is going to go down to overtime. It's going to be a very tight game, 10-10. It's going to go into overtime. Kirk Cousins is going to go out for the coin toss, and he's going to win the coin toss and say, we're going to take the ball, and we're going to win. Redskins march down the field and end it 17-10. That's still the rule, right? The other team doesn't get a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. You never know anymore.
I hope that's a quarterback sneak.
That didn't come to me. I can't see that. Anyway. All right, next week, Minnesota Vikings in Landover. This is going to be one of those games. It's 4 days before my birthday. This is going to be one of those games where everyone's just like doesn't really care about this game, and it's going to be one of those where the Redskins should win by a lot because the Vikings are going to suck. But everyone's all hyped on the Redskins now because what are we at this point? 8-0?
Like 8-0. Yeah.
All right, so the Redskins are going to almost lose this game. They're going to be down 14-0 in the first quarter, and then they're going to claw their way back in, and at the end of the game, it's going to be 24-21 Redskins. Man, I don't have the Redskins losing yet the whole season. I can't believe it.
I was going to say the same thing.
Next game, Sunday, November 19th. This is the game that Harry Hog Football is trying to attend. If you guys want to go meet up with us there, it will be a fun time.
I was just in New Orleans. I want to go to this too.
Okay. We're going there. It's supposed to be me, Josh, and John. Yo, and maybe you guys. It's Josh's second favorite team, too. So
It's my wife's favorite team, too.
All right, so here it is. What can I say? We're going to go down to New Orleans. It's going to be John's first live game since he went to the hospital. The Redskins are going to play lights out football. This game is going to be 45-10 Washington.
Ooh.
Next week.
Rough day for Breeze.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Allen will have 2 sacks on Breeze. I see that. Ryan Anderson will add 1, and guess who else will have 1? You're never going to guess. Ziggy Hood. 4-sack day.
I love the defensive tackle interceptions.
Okay, next week. Oh, we get to play Big Head Eli and the New York Giants. Gazoo. We're going to play them in Landover, right? Yes. Will and Maryland will be there. And this is going to be a tight divisional game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty. Oh, my music ended. Cold, nasty game. Redskins will win this one 13-10, though. Oh, and then we get to play our friends Dallas again, who is going to be so mad after they got completely shut out in Washington.
Back Thursday games.
Oh yeah, thank you. Is this Thanksgiving? The November 30th?
Yeah. No.
No, I think.
Oh, no.
I think the Giant game is
Thanksgiving.
The Giant game's Thanksgiving. The Cowboys game is the week after.
Oh wow.
Yeah, back-to-back Thursday night games. Oh, I hate that.
I hate staying up that late too. And you guys gotta hate it more out west. Wait, no, you like it more out west.
Yeah, they get it earlier.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys gotta hate those 9 a.m. games or whatever they are. All right. Here we go. Dallas Cowboys, they're going to be so mad Jerry Jones is threatening to fire Garrett. And who's that guy that I really who's that linebacker that I really hate on Dallas?
Lee.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Sean Lee. I just can't
Lee.
stand that dude. He's gonna sack Cousins, and unfortunately Cousins is gonna get a stinger, nothing serious. But McCoy's gonna come in, and it's gonna be like Texas boy against Dallas. Dallas is already going to be up 14-0, and the announcer is going to be all over Dallas. Joe Yuck is going to be talking about how awesome Dallas is and how they're turning around the season now that they got Elliott back from his suspension that he tried not to serve or whatever. So they're up 14-0. They sack. Cousins is out. McCoy comes in. Are you ready for this? McCoy leads the Redskins. 4 touchdowns unanswered. Redskins go out of Dallas 28-14 with another victory on Thursday night.
Hey, Aaron, you forgot. He's Colt. Pew, 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 McCoy.
Yeah, Colt. Pew, 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 McCoy. Hook 'em. What did they say? Hook 'em horns or something like that?
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, did you see him with wearing that Maryland shirt after he lost that bet? Oh yeah.
All right, let's finish this out. This is one of the longest podcasts ever. Okay, here we go.
It's all good. It's worth it.
Los Angeles Chargers. What? What? They moved?
We play both LA teams this year.
That just sounds so
Away,
weird.
too.
The Los Angeles Superchargers. Okay.
It just doesn't work.
Do they still have Phillip Rivers? I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Mr.
Oh.
Bolo tie.
That fits even better. Old Man Rivers. Okay. I don't know anything about the Chargers, I got to say. But I'm going to have to think the Redskins are what? 11-0 at this point? It could,
Yeah, we're undefeated.
It could be one of those letdown games. So let me think about this. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. Let me tap Darryl Green's bobblehead here. Sonny Jurgensen's here.
They got 2 players named Melvin.
LeVar's here. They got 2 Melvins. It's coming to me. This game is going to come down to the wire. It's going to be 10-10 with less than a minute left in the game. The Chargers are going to punt it to the Redskins for a chance of Kirk Cousins coming down and winning on national television if he doesn't blow it. But the kick is blocked by none other than Sua Cravens.
The return.
And Sua Cravens blocks the kick. DeShazer Everett picks it up, returns it. Redskins win in the last minute, 17-10 in LA Charger land at the
That makes
StubHub
sense.
Center in Carson.
He's from California.
Awesome. Even more fitting. Arizona Cardinals. They're going to be good this year, right? Am I correct on that?
Yeah, Carson Palmer.
He still
Man, we got a tough
plays?
schedule. Jeez.
Yeah, he's still playing.
All right, this is going to be another good game. Everyone's eyeing to beat the Redskins, and I think the Cardinals are going to come away with nope, they're going to lose. It's going to be 10-7 Redskins.
David Johnson fumbles at the 1.
Yes. Next game, Denver Broncos in Maryland. Broncos are going to come in all high on their marijuana. Wait, you can smoke marijuana in DC now too, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it's legal. It's legal to smoke in your house.
Okay, so this-
but you can't.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, I thought I lost you. I just lost the music. All right, so we're going to just dub this the Bud Bowl then.
There you go.
Will we be celebrating or?
We're going to be celebrating kindly in the end of this game. Redskins are going to come out or finish this game. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a defensive battle. But the Redskins are going to come away with another solid victory, 24-21. Then
Who's the Broncos quarterback?
Trevor Phillipsimi. I don't know.
Didn't they re-sign the guy they had?
Osweiler.
Hotweiler. What's his
That
name?
dude's a bum.
Osweiler. They re-signed him.
He robbed Cleveland and Houston.
Cleveland. Anyway, is RG3 still on Cleveland or did he get cut?
I think he got cut. He's in a win right now, man.
He's not playing anywhere?
No.
Soon
No.
for the CFL.
Yep, he at home with his other girl. They chilling, man.
You guys are wrong. You guys are wrong about that because by December 31st, the New York Giants are going to go through a few quarterback injuries and they're going to take RG3 off the street. Redskins are going to march in against their old comrade, RG3. The only problem this time,
You're going to break his knee.
RG3 is going to get hit by none other than Ryan Anderson. And unfortunately, he will not play another football game as his knee will buckle. I hate to say this. He will fumble. The Redskins will pick it up and win. Not that it would have mattered anyway because they were already going to win this game. It's going to be 41-17. Washington to end the season.
Ooh, what's that? Home field? First round bye?
And that's it, dudes. Aaron's Precarious Predictions 2017. Go to your bookie today. Get those odds. Anyway, dudes, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on the podcast, even though it was really interesting having everyone on here. I think it worked out pretty well. What do you guys think?
Oh,
fun.
absolutely.
All right.
This is the greatest.
So anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Let me find the music. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hopefully Redskins will go in and get a victory tomorrow against the Eagles. And we'll be hitting you up on Twitter during the game tomorrow. You guys got anything to say?
My
Yeah.
weekly stress attack is back.
Yep, it's back for at least.
Yeah, go hell to the Redskins, hell to the Redskins. Go Nets, go Caps, go Wizards.
Go Mystics. Hey, they're in the playoffs.
Yep. So anyway, hopefully Redskins will get us on the right track tomorrow, and we'll be happy come Monday morning. Hail to the Redskins, and as always, if you see a Cowboys fan, joke 'em.
Or ignore them.
It's hard out here, man.